Unit 1 Review, Video 3. So let's take a look at solving equations for a certain variable. And we have 23 here which says solve for r. So here is the r. So we have to look closely at the relationship and see how is r related to 2 and pi. And it is being multiplied. So to undo the multiplication, we can divide by 2 pi. So r is equal to c over 2 pi. Next, we're going to take this equation and write it in slope-intercept form. Again, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we have parentheses here, which means we must distribute the number out front. And in doing so, we have negative 4/5 x, and it's negative 4/5 times 5, and 5 is the same as 5 over 1. So it's top times top, so I'm going to say negative 4 times 5 is a negative 20. And then the bottom number is a 5 times 1, we get 5. So our final equation will be y equals negative 4/5 x minus 4. In number 27, we'll solve for y again, so we'll subtract 3x from both sides and get negative 4y equals negative 3x minus 16. We finish it by dividing by a negative 4 both sides, which leaves us with the equation y equals, and we have to take a look at this fraction, and it's a negative 3 divided by a negative 4, which gives us a positive 3/4 x. Then we have to look at this fraction. Negative 16 divided by negative 4 is a positive 4. And that's a place where a lot of mistakes occur. So be very careful of the signs as well. Write in point-slope form. Now historically these have been very good questions for us. Remembering of course that point-slope is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So here we have a point, that's our x and y, and we have a slope. So I'll say y minus y1, which is 4, equals negative 3/2, and x minus the x value, which is negative 2. And that gives us y minus 4. And again, as you saw earlier, we need to distribute the negative 3/5. This is a 4 here. So we get negative 3/2 x, and this is a plus 2 here. I'm going to write this 2 over 1 so you can see how we multiply these two things. Negative 3 times 2 is a negative 6. 2 times 1 is a 2. So we have y minus 4 equals negative 3/2 x minus 3. Add 4 to both sides, and our final answer is y equals negative 3/2 x plus 1. Now here we want to write given these two things, write it in slope-intercept form. I want to go to number 32 here, and I see that we want our answer in y equals mx plus b. But we're going to use our point-slope equation to help us do that. So y equals the y value, using our equation, we say y minus the y value, which is negative 5, equals m, our slope, which they tell us is negative 8/5, and x minus the x value. So we have y plus 5, because minus and negative is plus 5. We distribute our number out front, which is negative 8/5 x, and that's over 1, so negative 8 times negative 5 is a positive 40. 5 times 1 is 5. So y plus 5 equals negative 8/5 x plus 8. Finish by subtracting 5. Our final answer is y equals negative 8/5 x plus 3. And this ends review video part 3.